'cause she's a Jezebel. St. Andrew Jezebel, 'cause she's a Jezebel. St. Andrew Jezebel. You're listening to the St. Andrew's Jezebel Podcast. Thank y'all so much for tuning into the Season 4 premiere, Love is Blonde. I want to thank everybody who's been sharing and following the podcast. This week, I'd like to welcome Salty Local, the multi-talented Tam Taylor, to the show. Tam has been gracing stages for many years, singing, dancing, and starring in the reality TV series Behind Closed Doors, and she can be seen on TLC, Fox, NBC, ABC, HBO, CBS, and TLC UK. Lately, Tam performs with Panama City Comedy and is embarking on a summer comedy tour. Without further ado, here's my first meeting with Tam Taylor. We are here today with Tam Taylor. So nice to meet you, Tam. How did you become an entertainer, and do you have a favorite style?
Oh my gosh, how did I become an entertainer? That's a loaded question. I think I came out of the womb entertaining. I think I woke up and just said, hey, everybody, I'm here. I like to call it out of diapers and into the spotlight. Because when I was about 3 years old, I started doing commercials for a steakhouse called Western Corral Steakhouse in Phoenix City, Alabama. And my mom was a typical stage mom. So I had voice, tap, ballet, any lesson you could get, elocution, I got it because she wanted me to be a star. So I went to a opera school to sing opera because I thought I was going to be this big opera star.
Wow.
So I took all that operatic training and took it to Las Vegas and became a Las Vegas showgirl. Now, I don't know how you get from opera to showgirl, but that's how I did it. And everyone says, oh, were you topless? Were you naked? And I always tell everybody I was completely naked, covered in millions of sequins. So that was kind of my big start, was the show in Vegas. And in Las Vegas, you have to be very small. I'm 5'10", so you have to be 5'10" or above, and you have to weigh 110 pounds or below. Now, with my frame, that was really, really hard to do. So after 3 years, I was super hungry, and I decided I want to eat. So I just started eating, and I got a show in Charlotte, North Carolina, at a club called Sensations, where I would sing on a grand piano, very chanteuse, very Jessica Rabbit. I would sing, tell jokes to tourists, the people would come in from the lounge, and I would sit on their laps and tell them a few dirty jokes. And I think that's where the comedy bug hit me, was when I started telling the dirty jokes. And it was a lot of fun. So the older I've gotten, the more risque my comedy has gotten. But I like to keep it live and healthy.
I love that. I was just telling Janet that I'm a fan of Joan Rivers, so bring on that style of comedy.
Oh my God. That. And I love Joan Rivers because, like Joan Rivers, I enjoy a little bit of plastic surgery. I am definitely a Botox filler advocate. I wouldn't say advocate, let's say enthusiast. So, as we age, some of us have a problem with it. I don't know where exactly my problem is, but I want to get super, super old, but I don't ever want to look super, super old. So if I have to look plastic, just call me Mattel, and I'm going to go on down the road.
I love it. Awesome. Did you hear about the Botox and Bubbly party at the Sap House?
No, I did not hear about the Botox and Bubbly party. However, at my house, girl, it's always a Botox and Bubbly party.
That sounds like a great time. So, what's something that you wish the public knew about the life of a creative that's often misunderstood?
What I would like them to know is that I am a extroverted introvert. I can stand in a crowd of 1,000 people and be completely uncomfortable, awkward, and not know even what to do with myself. But I can stand in front of 1,000 people on a stage and entertain the mess out of them. I don't know what it is with my brain. There's a disconnect, but that's what happens. And when I go home, I completely shut down until I get into that creative process and I write jokes. I get home and I get in my little creative mood. I start writing my jokes, and they're very vanilla, and I'm very bland at home. But when I'm out in public, I'm very over the top and kind of just in your face. So I think I'd want people to know that I'm just like everybody else at home. I'm normal. I clean the house. I do laundry when my maid's off.
I love that. So speaking of being at home, you were on a reality TV show some time ago on TLC that was called Behind Closed Doors. I bet that was a confidence builder. What was your experience like?
Let me tell you how not a confidence builder that was. You are under a microscope. So every little flaw, anything and everything that you have that you're insecure about is going to be magnified by 10 million %. I was on a experimental reality show where they actually mounted cameras in your home and left them on 24 hours. I even had one in the bathroom. I don't think I went to the bathroom for like 3 days when they put it up. They had their what's called a video village in my pool house. So they would sit out, the director, the producers, they would all sit out in my pool house and they would watch. And then we called it the voice of God. If they wanted me a certain direction, they would come over, one of the speakers in my house, and say, hey, Tam, let's move to this mark and discuss this. So sometimes reality is not so much reality. It's not exactly scripted. It's somewhere in between so they can get the outcome and the entertainment that they want. But I will tell you, if you're insecure, if you have skeletons in your closet, if you have any flaws whatsoever, you're going to just have to suck it up because it's all going to come out if you do reality TV.
I believe that. What led to you being on reality TV?
I got finished in Charlotte with my shows that I was doing, and I became a certain age, and I put on some weight. And I thought, well, I'm going to move to the beach and open an ice cream store and retire. And I'm going to give up show business completely. Well, it just so happened that when I got here, I did that. And about a year later, a producer came knocking and said, hey, Tam, we're doing this experimental show for TLC, and you're an over-the-top personality, and we would love to explore the opportunity to have you on the show. So we talked for about 2 years before I even agreed to do it, because I said, hey, I'm really boring at home. I don't know if people are going to actually want to watch me at home. They barely want to watch me on stage at this point. So I don't know, but we made it work. It was a lot of fun. And looking back on it, it was a good experience. And it taught me a lot about myself and how just to be me and be comfortable in my skin, not pack on 12 pounds of makeup, not have my hair just giant and my waist corseted. It just taught me how to be me. And that's probably one of the best things I learned out of that experience.
Awesome. I'm glad you had that. So this was filmed while you were living your life as the owner of an ice cream shop, still are. And do you feel like the show accurately depicted the real you?
I think it was a caricature of me, but I think all reality shows are caricatures of people because, again, even the best reality shows that they say reality might not necessarily be reality. They definitely want entertainment value. They definitely want a certain outcome. So I think it depicted me somewhere in the middle of me. I think the real me can be found on stage at that point, and then the other me can be found at home. And I don't know how to integrate those two yet. I'm working on it, but that's just where I'm at with it.
Awesome. Well, I'd love to check it out. Tell us about Tam Time. Is that show still airing, and what was that experience like? And what kind of folks did you feature on that show?
Julie Gordon, who's the film commissioner of Panama City Beachy, and I got together, and she produced the show Tam Time before COVID. And the description of Tam Time was extraordinary people doing extraordinary things. We had aerial acrobats. We had ghost tours actually in St. Andrews that we filmed with Paul, who was amazing. He took us all around and showed us where the ghosts were. And it was pretty spooky, actually. I'm not going to lie. It scared me a little bit. We had psychics on. We had mediums on. We had Todd Herendeen. It was filmed at the Todd Herendeen's theater. It was a lot of fun. We got to work with a lot of great people. And then COVID hit. So after COVID, we kind of just called it a day on Tam Time because of all the COVID restrictions to film after that. But I will tell you, I did win a Telly Award for the Best New Television Personality for Tam Time. So I'm very proud of that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I relate to that because I used to be on WKGC, and I was only in my second month of the show we had. It was for all original music, and then COVID. And we basically had to call it. But after I got to be at home, that's how this podcast was born.
And I love this podcast. You're doing such a great job. You're bringing awareness to St. Andrews, to Panama City. You're keeping it salty. It's amazing. And I don't think I'm exactly closing the curtain on Tam Time yet, because if you think about it, any time can be Tam Time.
Absolutely, yeah. So What's the next place on your journey since reality TV, and what are you doing now?
I do television. I do movies. I just wrapped an amazing movie in New Orleans. I'm working on a lot of SAG feature films, a lot of SAG television, which if you don't know what SAG is, Screen Actors Guild, and it's a lot of fun. It's like a union. It's like any other job. You get up and you go to work. Only in my case, in the parts I get up, they put me in a chair for 3 hours, put 8 wigs on me, 15 pounds of makeup, a corset, and push me out and say, play this part. And it's amazing. And I love every minute of it. Would not change it for the world. So I do that. And I also do stand-up comedy, which is a great love of mine because honestly, you can just get up and say anything. And it really doesn't matter as long as it's funny. It can be controversial. It can be funny. But if it's controversial, it definitely has to be funny.
Absolutely. So tell us more about your involvement you're involved in Panama City Comedy, right? You're involved in their event?
I am with Jason Head, and he was kind enough to let me join them in the early stages of it. And I've been with Panama City Comedy and doing comedy with Jason and around the area for other people for almost, I think, 2 years now. And it's been a great experience. He is fun to work with as a producer and a funny man himself. He's hysterical. He's really funny.
Jason's wonderful. I'd like to have him. He's been on the show before, but it was for poetry. I'd love to have him back to talk more about Panama City Comedy. And so tell us a little bit about your ice cream shop.
Well, it's called Brewster's Ice Cream. It's on Thomas Drive across from the Navy base. And we sell homemade ice cream. We make it all in the store. We sell, banana splits, anything traditional that has to do with ice cream, we sell. But ice cream is all we do because I feel like if you're going to do it well. And that's what we do. And I feel like we have the best ice cream in Bay County. And if you don't believe me, come by and get some. And if it's not the best ice cream you've ever had, I'll buy it for you.
Well, I'll definitely come check it out because I love ice cream. Awesome. And then like they say, niche down. All right. So since this is a show about St. Andrews, what do you love about St. Andrews?
I love how quaint it is. Like you can go into St. Andrews, you can eat, you can shop, you can really just spend the day going through thrift stores, up and levels, up and down. You can get great food. And I just like walking by the water sometimes. Here I can walk through the marina and I can look at the beautiful boats. I can really just spend the whole day relaxing with friends and family. And when they have parades downtown or special events downtown, that's even better. The concerts are great. The Oktoberfest was a lot of fun. And of course, the Mardi Gras parade's always a little bit crazy.
I love that. We got to be part of the very first Mardi Gras parade in St. Andrews. And I love that we have this craziness and that it's been able to return. So you're originally from Fort Walton Beach. If you were to plan a day for your out-of-town friends visiting St. Andrews, what would you suggest they do while they're visiting?
If I were to plan a day with my friends at St. Andrews while they're visiting, I would definitely have them go to one of the restaurants down there. Now, I do love Hunt's Oyster Bar. I don't know if I want to give anybody any preferential treatment because I eat at all of them down there. I eat at Los Antojitos. I'm not Spanish, so I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but the food is delicious. I love Uncle Ernie's. I'm so glad that it reopened after the hurricane because it was such a devastating blow for it to be gone for so long because that's one of my favorite places to eat on the water and just relax. So I would tell them to pick one of their favorite restaurants, our favorite kind of food, and I would take them to a restaurant. And then I would say, hey, get ready for some good antique shopping. And of course, the library. Janet hosts an open mic at the library. And yes, I'm saying that correctly. It's not the library. It's the library on Beck. And she hosts the open mic Wednesday nights. And that's always crowded. She's gotten a really, really nice crowd over the year. I was at the first one. I'm proud to say that I was at the first open mic that Janet did. And it's really, really growing. I'd say if you have not experienced St. Andrews, go experience it. And if you want a new experience, call me and we'll go have an adventure.
That sounds like fun to me. Absolutely. So I got to know, what does Love is Blonde mean to you?
Oh my gosh. Love is blonde is everything. Let me tell you, you've heard the old saying, love is blind. Baby, in this world, in Tam's world, in Tam time, love is blonde. I am the blondest you could possibly get. My natural color is dirty blonde, So that's kind of what I've branded my comedy. It's Tam Taylor Dirty Blondes. That's kind of my gig. I do have a little bit of a potty mouth when I'm doing comedy. So don't bring your kids unless you want them to learn some new words for church on Sunday. But yeah, so it's just Tam Taylor Dirty Blonde. I brought you a sticker.
Oh, thank you.
I brought you a Dirty Blonde sticker
Love
today. It's a big giant pair of lips that say Tam Taylor Dirty Blonde. I'll pull that out for you in a little while. I have t-shirts that I branded. I've got bumper stickers. I actually have a lip gloss that'll be out within 30 days. That's a Tam Taylor Dirty Blonde lip gloss. So pick up your Tam Taylor Dirty Blonde lip gloss anywhere I'm doing comedy. And thank you for the plug.
Talk about marketing, y'all. That's how you do it. Okay, awesome. So where can folks see you over the summer?
Over the summer, let me just give you cities. I'll be in Pensacola, Tallahassee, Columbus, Georgia. I'll be in Phoenix City, Alabama. I'll be in Panama City Beach. I'll be in Panama City. I'll be in Gainesville, Orlando, Miami, pretty much all over. If you want to keep up with me on my social media, you can go to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's all at the Tam Taylor, which is TheTamTaylor, and follow me. I really interact with everybody. So if you send me a private message, if you make a little comment, I definitely interact with you. And one thing I will say was people, when I was doing the reality show, Tam, you're going to have fans, you're going to have fans, you're going to do this. I said, I don't have fans because I don't think of myself like that, but I definitely have friends. And I would love it if you became a friend of mine, you'd followed me, we can interact, and then you can keep up with my comedy and maybe come see me. And I don't care if you laugh at me or with me as long as you're laughing.
I think that's the right attitude to have. All right, Tam, thank you so much for being here today on the St. Andrews Jezebel Podcast. I can't wait to check out more of your work. I hope you have the greatest summer ever. And until next time, keep St. Andrews salty.
One of the best things about St. Andrews is that you can see live music every day. That's right. There is live music being played somewhere in St. Andrews 7 nights a week. Fortunately, my friend Ken Schaefer creates and publishes a weekly schedule for St. Andrews as well as most of Bay County. Ken's spreadsheet schedule is updated often when there's any changes. Ken also shares individual music events and is walking the walk and talking the talk when it comes to supporting live music. Not only does Ken supply the music schedules, but he attends several music performances a week and takes fantastic photos of the musicians. As a working musician myself, I feel blessed to have Ken and his wife Donna as treasured members of our local musical family. Make sure you like and follow Ken's page, Salty Sounds in St. Andrews, and Oh Boy Music on Facebook, so that you'll always know where all the live music will happen. Thank you so much, Ken, for everything you do. And now for some community events for the week of June 30th through July the 6th. So tonight, Thursday, June 30th, Kelly Hunley is playing music for you at the Little Village from 6 to 9. So if you like the blues, tacos, and beer, then that might be the place for you. Friday, don't miss the historic walking tour with Ellen. The tour meets at 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. at the Panama City Publishing Museum. The market at St. Andrews is every Saturday from 9 to 1 in the Oaks by the Bay Park, located at 2715 West 10th Street. This is the perfect place to support your local farmers, food trucks, and the musicians who will be performing at Taproom right across the street during the market. Have you seen the new Coastal Birds exhibit on Janie's Fence? It is beautiful, y'all. All of the artwork was created by Floriopolis volunteers, and the exhibit is also managed by Floriopolis volunteers. The exhibit will be up for June and July. Artists in the Coastal Birds exhibit are Jim Hayton, J.D. Justice, Heather Parker, Silas Dyer, Dolly Jewell, Annie Mae, Barbara Dyer, and the art students from Chautauqua Learning Center. Then on Sunday, the Black Sheep ukuleles will be playing for you at the Little Village from 1 to 4. That's going to be another great day to enjoy your Sunday fun day with some beers and some live music. So Monday is Independence Day. You might be wondering where you can watch the fireworks this year. Why not Destination Panama City? Yes, the building is located in downtown Panama City, but since St. Andrews is part of Panama City, and I believe in supporting my friends, I decided to include the event in our community events this week. Destination Panama City is excited to announce the details for Salute to Freedom. Monday, July 4th will be an incredible day of music, patriotism, and fun to celebrate the birth of our great nation.
This free family event is open to the public. There are some limited VIP tickets available for purchase. At 2 p.m., there's the Salute to Freedom Festival kickoff with vendors, food trucks, a DJ, a bounce house, water activities, and lawn games at the Destination Panama City Visitor Center, Bayside Stage at 101 West Beach Drive, and there's something for everyone. At 3 p.m., Flip Flop Republic takes the stage as you continue to enjoy the sights, sounds, and smells of freedom with plenty to eat and plenty to peruse. At 5 o'clock, a delightful downtown Panama City parade will start at 8th Street, heading south on Harrison Avenue, and then on 4th Street, ending at Oak Avenue. The fun continues at the Destination Panama City Visitor Center Bayside Stage, where Sons of Saints will be jamming all your high-energy favorites. At 7:30 p.m., the headliner, Dawsey, a dynamic trio of Australian sisters, unlike any other girl group on the country music scene. They performed in Nashville and all kinds of popular venues such as Dierks Bentley's Whiskey Row and Blake Shelton's Old Red, and they are also the 2-time People's Choice Award winners and are sure to light up the stage as we wait for the fireworks to light up the sky. At 9:30, settle in your picnic basket on the chairs at the Visitor Center on the Love PC lawn for the best view in town during our spectacular fireworks display sprawling across the beautiful St. Andrews Bay. Visit Destination Panama City on Facebook for all the details. That's all the community events I've got for this week. Follow Keep St. Andrews Salty for all the exciting things happening in St. Andrews throughout the week. Again, thank y'all so much for listening to the Season 4 premiere. We'll be back next Thursday with Karen Smith and Britt Gonzalez from Beachy Beach Real Estate. Although we won't be talking much about real estate, oh no, Karen and Britt are a mother and daughter who are both full of creative energy. Karen is the creator of My Happy Ass Life, which is a blog and a daily Facebook live stream, and Britt is publishing her first collection of poems called We Are All Wildflowers. The Kindle version will be out July 22nd, and the print version will be out hopefully sometime in August. As always, if you'd like to support the podcast, please visit our Ko-fi page where you can make a one-time donation. It will be in the show notes below. Don't forget to follow us wherever you get your podcast and share with all your salty friends or folks who may be visiting us soon. If you're interested in sponsoring an episode or two, please message me and I'll send you the information. Your donations keep me going, help me pay for web hosting, my editing software, gas to interview my guests, and the time spent creating the episodes. Till next time, keep St. Andrews salty.